Hey everyone, Pufflecubby21 back with another Hyrule Warriors guide. And it is 1 a.m. right now because I really want to get another guide out this week. And really, right now, Friday, actually now it's Saturday now, 1 a.m., that was really the only time I could do another guide. So I am really kind of tired. So we're going to do the Great Fairy today, and the Great Fairy is a very, very, very strange and gimmicky weapon. I'm just that now. Okay, skills. Necessary ones are hasty attacks. That is the most important skill on this thing. You absolutely need it. Other skills, finishing blow. It's really hard to get weak point smashes on this weapon, but they're very rewarding. But if you want something more consistent, special attack plus works well because you do fill the special attack gauge on this very quickly. But that's probably better actually now that I think about it. No healing or defenseless, of course, that's you put that on every weapon. Versus Dragon or Undead, again, every weapon. Strength 4 and Strength 6, I would say, are the two best strength skills. Other skills in general I'd recommend are definitely Strength 5. Fire Plus and Water Plus, possibly. Those aren't as helpful, but what else are you going to fill with? Legendary? I actually forgot to put down Legendary. Okay. So, if I could describe this weapon in one word, it would be huge. It's not even a weapon, it's more of a character, and this character is Ganon before Ganon was actually added into the game. So, yeah, it feels more gimmicky than the Summoning Gate, even though it's really not. It's just big. But somehow that ends up being more gimmicky than the Summoning Gate. Okay, let's start. So yeah, you're huge. These guys are tiny. That's basically this weapon. Okay, so the weak attack string. Pretty good mobility and range. And that last kick does have inflict water element on enemies, so yeah. It's pretty good just for killing little enemies, but other things in the moveset do that as well. Okay, so combo 1, it basically makes you stronger, but it lowers your defense, which obviously can be a problem at times, but it is decent because this thing does a ton of damage in the first place. So just even increasing it even further is pretty insane. And as you saw, I don't even have no healing on this yet. Well, this is kind of an earlier mission anyways, but I would be doing insane damage with it active. So, okay, combo 2 is nothing really impressive. So yeah, there's Link for once, and he mostly does nothing. And even though this is a weapon for Link, Link pretty much does nothing. Ever. So yeah, that attack, it doesn't really have much use for anything, to be honest. Combo 3. This is the only time Link actually does something, ever. Okay, back in your bottle, Link. So that's pretty good. If you can get an enemy between there, you can pretty much their weak point gauge is gone, but you have to kind of time it before the attack starts, and that's kind of an issue. I just ran into that. Oh well. Okay, I'm just gonna show off the weak point smash just because it's right here. Okay, the range on this thing is insane. Actually, I expected some more damage. Okay. But it's basically like the end of Focus Spirit, except it's a finishing blow, so it also does a ton of damage, but also pretty much everything else around you will still die, because it has so much power in the range. Okay, also another thing before we get back to the combos, because I keep getting distracted, is when the Great Fairy is running, only the upper half of the body will actually get hurt. So if an enemy is attacking at your legs or your feet, you won't get damaged. I don't know if it's just the head or the upper half of the body, but yeah, if these little enemies, they're down there trying to stab my feet, it doesn't hurt me. Yay. Only when you're running, otherwise, like, when I'm standing or just walking, then I'll still get hit if I get hit. Okay, now on to the actual good combos. It's combo 4. That's combo 5. Okay, well, here's combo 5. So, that's probably the best option it has on one-on-one situations. And that's probably its only option one-on-one situations, because it concentrates in an area, but it also sucks in. It would probably suck in everyone in this entire area. It's small, but it's also deceptively insanely huge in terms of attack range, which is, well, I mean, it's a great fairy. Pretty much everything on here has an insane attack range. So, okay, now on to actual combo 4, if I can press this right. Okay. This is probably her best attack, I argue. She drops 8 bombs and then she just flings herself down. And that does a ton of damage, and I am not doing like any damage to anything. Okay, I just ran into that again. So that is probably your most important attack. Okay, so you also have 4 bombs on the left of you and 4 bombs on the right of you. Specifically, the bombs on the left of you, they are smaller and stronger, while the bombs on the right of you are larger but weaker. So that can help in positioning. So if you kind of want to attack like a wide range like this, I would angle myself like this so I could kind of have the right bombs hit more of the group and just kind of spread out the damage since they're kind of weaker. But it's also a good attack on one-on-one situations, and in that case I would kind of angle myself like this to the left so that they would get hit by the left side of the bombs. Of course, I would also kind of have them a bit close so that they get hit by the Great Fairy herself at the end. It's kind of tricky, wait, let me, because she does move during it, but like right there, that would probably be a good spot. The last hit doesn't really do that much damage, so if they don't get hit by it, you shouldn't feel too bad. It's mostly the bombs that you want to worry about. So as you also might have seen is that the bombs are the fire element, even though this weapon is a water element. And I did also recommend Fire Plus in the weapon skills. So this is also the first weapon I'm covering that has multiple elements, but that it's kind of a confusing thing, but basically, even though it has multiple elements, it still is water damage. So it will flick the fire status, which basically means when an enemy gets damaged and they fly, whenever they land, they'll explode, so everyone around them will also get damaged. But they don't. But if an enemy is weak to fire, they will not get hurt more than they would by a water weapon, because this weapon is still water, so the damage is still water. But the element attribute is fire, which is kind of confusing, but I might make another video guide on that. Okay, now on to the big finale, combo 6. This thing is just... So you see her turn into Levius, shoot 16 lightning bolts, and then a giant finisher. This thing has so much range. And it almost always takes out entire keeps, because it's just so much range. And it's kind of dumb. And I'm probably gonna lose this mission, but I don't really care. But its range is dumb. So, okay, now I'm just kind of glorifying this weapon. So, another thing I have not said is during all of her combos besides combo 1, this not counting this one, she is invincible throughout the entire combo while you're performing it. So you do not need to worry about getting damaged, because like the attacks there are very slow. They would take like 10 seconds to actually use. But it doesn't matter because you won't get hurt anyways. Okay, well, let me show off special attack just so I can clear this keep out. This is good. Mostly you want to use it against giant bosses because this weapon is really, really bad against giant bosses. There's not much you can do about it. You're the biggest thing in the game, yet you can't take on giant bosses, which is kind of ironic, but it is what it is. So that's really your only strategy against giant bosses. Against like characters like Zant here, it's also a good strategy, but meh. It's just meh, I feel. But you do get it very quickly just because you do, like, you have so much range. And so, yeah, Zant was outside the keep, and I still was able to suck him in, even from here. So, what else? I'm forgetting other stuff, I know that. During one-on-one situations, really all you want to do is try to use as many combos so that you can just abuse your invincibility, and that's about it. This weapon has absolutely no combos just because of how slow it is, so I can't really show off any weapon combos because it has none, because it's so slow. This is it. I mean, if you count the weak string as a combo, that's your combo. But that's about it. So, yeah, you can see there's really no way you can actually break the weak point gauge. If you can time a combo 3, but that's about the only way you're going to. Okay, and that's the insane range on finishing blow. Pretty much about this wide, kind of, like, oh, they do. Okay. It almost reached the door from here. So that's about how long it is. But yeah, I really have nothing else to say because there's not really combos or anything, and there's not really any specific strategy. It's just try to abuse your invincibility so that you can just dish out pretty decent damage, and with your insane range, and once you get enough special attack, then just spam it on larger characters that don't just instantly die, like not the Outpost Captain. The weak string is kind of good, but if you are against something weak to water and you really want to get the water element debuff on him, but in that case you just should use combo 5 since that just does the same thing. And I'm pretty sure that does more damage. I did combo 6 accidentally. So that's about it. I guess I could show the Focus Spirit because there is something trusting about Focus Spirit. I'm just gonna wait for it to end. So I haven't actually shown any Focus Spirits on my guides so far, but basically when the meter runs out, every Focus Spirit, it ends in just a giant explosion. But the Great Fairy is unique and different because instead of 1 explosion, it's actually 3 explosions. I don't know if they're weaker, but yeah, 1, 2, 3. Behind and on you and then in front of you. So yeah, that's the extent of what I have to show. I really don't know what else to show. 8-bit fairy is better.